Hello students, to another lecture of pharmaceutical jurisprudence. In our last lecture, we studied about the provisions required for getting a license if you want to manufacture a new drug or if you are manufacturing a drug for test or analysis. And today we will be studying about the provisions which are required for obtaining a license if you want to obtain a repacking license. So let's start. Okay, so the first thing that we need to know is the meaning of repacking. Packing is putting something in its container, and means doing it again. So repacking means if you are taking out the particular drug product from its original container, from its original packing, and you are again packing it into a new container, you are putting it into a new container, then that is known as repacking. So repacking is basically, it is considered an act of taking a finished drug product from the container in which it was distributed earlier by the original manufacturer and placing it into a different container without any further manipulation in the particular drug product, right? You won't be adding any ingredient. If you are adding a new ingredient to the drug product, then it won't be considered as repacking. Okay, so if you want to do the process of repacking, even then you need to get a license, right? And the license is mainly issued for drugs other than which are specified in Schedule C and C1, right? And the licensee should fulfill certain criteria. The form which is used to obtain a license or to renew a license is Form 24B, and the licensing authority issues the license through Form 25B. Now there are certain conditions which a licensee or the person who is applying for the license should fulfill. The first thing is that he should maintain proper hygienic condition of working where the repacking has to be done. Secondly, the process should be carried out only under the guidance or the supervision of a competent person, and the qualification for the competent person is that either he can be a diploma in pharmacy or he can be a registered pharmacist. Secondly, he should have passed intermediate with chemistry as one of his subjects, or he should have passed matriculation with 4 years of practical experience in repacking, in manufacture and in distribution of particular drug products, right? Then the factory premises where the repacking has to be done should comply with the provisions which are stated in Schedule M, that is good manufacturing practices, right? And next, there should be adequate arrangement for the testing of samples which are being produced after repacking. The license of repacking should be displayed in the repacking unit at all times, and it should be shown to the inspector, drug inspector, if asked so by that particular person. Next, there should be adequate number of staff working in the repacking unit at all time, and if there is any change in the staff structure, then those particular changes should be informed to the licensing authority at every point of time. Then the label which the repacked material contains, right, it should mention the details of the licensee, details as in the name and the address of the licensee, and the license number should also be mentioned, which is preceded by the word repacking license number, and the license number should be mentioned after that, right? Then the particular license, the repacking license, is valid till the 31st December of the year when it was granted by the licensing authority. Now this was all in Unit 1. We have completed our Unit 1. The last topic was repacking license. And let me just tell you once again what all we studied in Unit 1. We'll just brush up once again quickly. Firstly, we discussed about the objectives of the Drug and Cosmetic Acts 1940 and its Rule 1945. Then we studied about the different definitions, like we studied about the definition of drug, of cosmetics, of misbranded drug, adulterated drugs, spurious drugs, right? After that, we studied about the provisions for the import of drug and cosmetics in India. What are the requirements for importing a drug in India, and which class of drugs are prohibited from getting imported in India? Then what are the offenses and what are the penalties, right? Then we started studying about the manufacture of drugs and cosmetics. In that, we studied about different categories of drugs. Firstly, we studied about the drugs which are included in the Schedule C, C1 and X. Then we studied about the drugs which are not included in C, C1 and X. Then we studied about the procedure or provisions for manufacturing for the drugs, if you are manufacturing that particular drug product for test or just for analysis. Then we studied provisions required for obtaining a license if you want to manufacture a new drug. And lastly, we discussed about the provisions which are required to fulfill if you want to get a license for repacking, right? So all this we studied in our first unit. So this was all in today's lecture, dear students, and from our next lecture we will be starting our unit 2. I hope unit 1 is clear to you. If you have any queries, any doubt, please feel free to reach out to me. I am always happy to solve your problems, and thank you once again, dear students.